break my heart, I'd burn my money just to hear you say you love me again. People say we're foolish, people say we don't, people say we caught up in temporary love. We don't know what we're doing. They say we're too young, but they don't know a thing about us.
Time you come around, you know I can't say no. Every time the sun goes down, I let you take control. And I can feel the paradise for my world and soul. Bad habits, either sending alone. gets up early in the morning and grabs a coffee to go. She does her makeup in the backseat of her best friend's car and makes her drive real slow. And all her friends say she doesn't wanna be alone, but all she does is spend the whole day on her phone. And there's no way she's gonna meet someone like you, someone like you. like to play with fire. Every time we touch, my fingers burn. I just want that love, don't leave me hurt. I can feel the rush when we ignite. Every time we touch, every time we touch, I feel that fire.
this way. I really wish we never knew. Out of sight and out of mind, I don't want to be with you. But the next time I saw your face, nothing I can do. I just have to face the truth. All I want is to be with you. I can only imagine us both loving through the night. I can only imagine us together side by side. I can only imagine we're dancing in the moonlight. I can only imagine, I can only imagine. I want to know if you will be my favorite song, my little melody. If we could be a symphony, then we would be a perfect harmony. Harmony. I want to know if you will be my favorite song, my little melody. If we could be a symphony, then we would a perfect harmony.